In a vast jungle full of towering trees and shimmering streams, there lived a clever little monkey named Zulu. Zulu had a reputation for being quick-witted and mischievous, always finding creative ways to outsmart anyone who crossed his path. He loved to swing from tree to tree, causing a little bit of playful chaos here and there. But deep in the jungle, another animal had earned a reputation too, one that wasn't quite as friendly. His name was Jengo, the Jackal. Jengo was clever as well, but his cleverness was usually put to use for more sneaky and sly purposes. He roamed the jungle looking for opportunities to trick the other animals and get what he wanted, whether it was food, a place to sleep, or simply causing some mischief. One bright morning, as Zulu was leaping joyfully from one branch to the next, he spotted Jengo sneaking through the jungle. The jackal was up to no good, looking as though he was planning something devious. "I wonder what he's up to today," Zulu thought to himself, his eyes twinkling with curiosity. "I should pay him a little visit." Zulu swung down to a low branch and made his way to the ground, following Jengo from a safe distance. The jackal hadn't noticed him yet, and Zulu had an idea. He wasn't about to let Jengo get away with his mischief without some playful trouble of his own. Suddenly, Zulu had a brilliant idea. With a mischievous grin, he crept up behind a large rock and gathered some fallen fruit. He took the juiciest ones, carefully placing them in a small pile. Then, he put a huge, bright red fruit on top, just in plain view. Jengo, who was always hungry, couldn't resist the sight of the bright red fruit. He patted over, his nose twitching with excitement. As he reached for it, Zulu jumped out from behind the rock with a loud, "Boo!" Jengo yelped in surprise, jumping back in the air. "What do you think you're doing, monkey?" he snapped, looking around furiously. Zulu burst into laughter, swinging from the tree above. "You should be careful, Jengo. If you don't pay attention, you might miss a treat." Jengo growled. "Don't think you've won, monkey." "I'm too clever for you." He wasn't going to let a little prank ruin his day. After all, the fruit was right there, just waiting for him. But as he leaned down to grab it, something strange happened. The bright red fruit on top of the pile started rolling down the rock toward the jungle stream. Jengo chased after it, thinking it was just a small accident. But as he got closer, he realized the fruit was leading him straight into a patch of quicksand. "Wait, this isn't right!" Jengo howled, realizing too late that he was stuck in the soft, muddy ground. Zulu swung from the tree, looking down at the jackal. "Careful, Jengo! You might find yourself stuck if you keep following things blindly." Jengo flailed, trying to pull himself out, but the more he struggled, the deeper he sank. He wasn't used to being outsmarted, and it was clear that his usual tricks were no match for Zulu's cleverness. "Help me out, monkey!" Jengo cried, his voice suddenly less confident. "I promise I'll stop causing trouble if you do." Zulu thought for a moment, then grinned mischievously. What's in it for me, Jengo?" Jengo, realizing he had no choice, quickly agreed. "I'll promise to leave the other animals alone and never play tricks again. I'll even share my food with you whenever you're hungry. Just please, help me out." Zulu chuckled and swung down to where Jengo was stuck. All right, I'll help you. But remember, promises are important." With a swift leap, Zulu grabbed a sturdy vine hanging from the trees and tossed one end to Jengo. "Hold on tight," Zulu instructed, and with all his strength, he tugged the jackal out of the quicksand. Once Jengo was safely on solid ground, he shook himself off and looked at Zulu with a mixture of gratitude and newfound respect. "You're not just clever, Zulu, you're wise too." Zulu beamed proudly. "I may be small, but I always find a way. And remember, Jengo, being clever doesn't mean being sneaky. Sometimes the best way to get what you want is through kindness and honesty." Jengo nodded, his tail wagging sheepishly. "You've taught me a valuable lesson today. I'll stick to being clever in better ways from now on." From that day on, Jengo and Zulu became the most unlikely of friends. Jengo, no longer driven by mischief, would share his food with Zulu, and together, They had many more adventures, ones filled with fun, laughter, and teamwork. And so, in the heart of the jungle, the clever monkey and the once sly jackal proved that even the most unlikely friendships could change the course of an adventure for the better.